Why would it be Marie Callender's fault? That is the logical question that Sharon should have asked herself, but clearly she did not.
Not Sharon.
Because Marie Callender's responded, they were like, "Hey, what happened?" Because they said it in a much nicer way, but they were like, "This looks terrible. What did you do?" And the comments roasted her harder than they roasted her pie, and that was one of the roasts she got.
Ooh.
But somebody said, like, I don't see how this is Marie Callender's fault. Nobody told you to set the temperature to Satan's asshole. or to use the hell setting. Somebody said, "Sharon, next time just bring the ice," and then they put a picture of Cole saying Sharon's ice. But yeah, she got ripped into, and eventually I think she did make peace with Marie Callender's, but I think what happened is she set the oven to Celsius instead of Fahrenheit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was like at least double what it should have been. Personally, I think I would have smelled smoke and been like, this does not seem right.
Yeah. Can the onion that type of setting? I mean, it's getting into metal melting level.
I feel like that like I think maybe Sharon should go into like military defense or something, because I think she could be capable of making some pretty good weapons.
That's melter.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
She could probably like smoke somebody out of their house without even trying to.
Oh, thank you. I was like, I don't know what smell. Shoot. Thank you. I have it on.
I always find the
Thank you so much.
self-cleaning setting is what's faster.
No.
It was the
Stoneheads,
the singing
Yeah,
Stoneheads
if it comes out clean,
mansion that I did
but if it
for
comes out,
more.
it really come out.
You're
dose.
Something's gonna come out. All right. I think tonight the order will do. First off, does anybody have you both have actual like presentation thingies, right? USB-C, good. Cool. Hi. Who wants to go first? The two of you.
I am not quite ready, so.
We'll have Boyan go first. So, Boyan, do you want to set up your laptop?
Sure. I may need a little bit of assistance, and
Yeah.
we're gonna project it, right?
Really?
That's the
What?
idea. We're gonna project it.
Yeah, you can just
fantastic.
plug into this HDMI cord here.
Okay.
The HDMI
And
cord's just dangling.
we're gonna
I don't know
set
how
it.
Oh, now
Oh.
it works. I have done it multiple times and just now.
If I can figure it out. So USB trace.
Great.
This
I guess it
Great.
Mini has
So
So I
something
plug the
just did
HDMI
made
or
it
the
what
USB
I'd done doing it constantly.
Ben?
You plug the USB in and the HDMI cord will be after that.
Well, I've got to get the design on the grey one, yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I have HDMI cable, I mean connector too.
You have any fun?
Either
The
way.
funny, so the
The
problem
HDMI
is,
cord is just
it's using the camera microphone right now, and I would like it to be using that microphone, so we have the opposite of
So
this.
I think it's just the black cable that's in it, right?
Okay. Okay, Martin.
I know that she's excited about me.
Okay. So yeah, it should be
What's the most?
hopefully not
Wait, what?
too much.
One side should still be attached to the TV.
Oh, yeah. Help.
Yeah,
So
it's on the side. Martin, can you
Yeah.
help, please?
it's underneath or on
Just
this side?
sitting there, enjoying the show.
I never got it.
He just got off of school. Sounds
He's
great.
been off of school since Friday. Don't let him trick you.
Yeah, it's not a whole day.
And I'm like, okay, but it's Saturday.
It's Sunday. No, it is
Oh,
Sunday.
oh,
So this
Freaking
Stay in
out.
school for safety.
It's,
It's all college.
Get late?
yes, yeah.
yeah, wait till we get there.
Oh,
So technically yesterday. Yeah. That's a whole day. How much time off do you want it to have?
Hey Ben, it's not going in.
Oh my god. Okay, one
Isn't
sec.
there
I will
any
do
addition
everything.
this last
Just give me 1 second.
I'm just very short.
So
But if you have your site plugged in already, so Ben will just plug it in.
Yeah, I'll just plug it in and it will work.
Here you go.
Believe. Just gotta believe. Drink this. Like,
Okay, and we're switching mics. We're going mini.
Is that Herman?
Yeah.
I always
Check
see
one,
those
two.
Instagram ones that kind of
Our first presentation is actually this series.
Okay,
premiere.
check one, two.
It's
I've seen that
Absurdist.
so much.
Check one,
It's
two.
Absurdist
But they have
theater.
one with like
It's Absurdist theater performers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
It's
don't
the
know, I can
comedy
see
of
it on
errors.
Instagram.
But they're working about as efficiently as
Sort
a
of thing about
Yeah.
the US
Yeah.
government.
I think
We have a
I think
different
they
vote
can
group.
even slightly
Oh,
better.
yeah.
on
You
that.
know what? That is
Sure.
true
I can
because
see
if
that.
we were truly working like the government, it'd be like, okay, we have to call this department to do this maneuver. Oh, that maneuver doesn't work. Okay, we have to do this department.
Plus nobody's debating and
Check
name
one,
calling
two.
here,
Check
so I
one,
think
two.
we're doing a little better.
Yeah.
Those people never came back.
Sorry, hello, hello.
Am I? No, I don't know.
If you see them,
well, if we have to start name calling and stuff like that, then we can definitely organize that.
I think we should all just call Ben and that's it. It's not
That's Ben.
reciprocal, it's just Ben.
Check one. Okay, so everything is working except for that this is terrible.
Good
Check one,
observation.
two. Check one, two.
It's imaginary.
Close. Oh well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go on my shitty playlist with Ben on in the background.
It's not. It's actually a really good playlist. I really enjoy it.
I know, that was a test.
Yeah,
That one
Hamilton
you used when you
jump
said that.
scares.
That one sounded
Shit.
Have you been listening to the?
I put
That's
I
fine.
put Hamilton
There you
and
go.
Vinny's
How's
account
that?
on
How's
there
that better?
specifically for
No, there's
Kirby
no
and
audio.
Noah.
This doesn't.
Oh, it's too bad we don't.
It
So
doesn't like.
they're here like
Alright, so that works.
I, it is. But nothing.
Check one, two. Check one, two. Hey, everything's better now. Okay.
I'm good without a light, I think.
Sorry, everything was bad, but now it's all good. So problem solved.
Well, we can mess it up if necessary.
That's up.
I got it. I think.
So how do we switch the beat?
Ben,
Yeah.
I think it's plugged in. I'm like 85% sure.
Whatever message do sounds a lot
Yeah.
better.
Alright, so this is our new mic. Ignore the other one. That one's bad. Oh, everything's plugged in. Good job, Martin.
Thank you.
testing. I think we're making progress.
Hello, Uncle Matt, if you're still watching.
Yeah.
I have a minor in this.
That's crazy. I have a certificate in this. It actually just came
Yeah.
out yesterday.
You should only really have adults here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very funny.
That was the most like
That was the
I am
most shut up. Uh-huh.
like wow, you're so funny.
That's
Please
why
keep talking.
That's not how I meant it.
No, I know.
It was very funny.
Yeah, it'll print like a bunch of
Except
stuff.
for
If you
all
draw
of the
pictures on
parts.
your iPad, or it will print pictures, but
Yeah.
they're like in black and white stuff.
Okay. Yes? No? I think the problem is this laptop is freaking out.
How dare it?
The Surface Pro has been really weird today.
Yeah, the problem is that the laptop is not happy.
I should get the microphone or,
I think that he gets the mic because he's gonna present.
Yeah.
okay,
you go.
so we can, and it clips, right? Or,
Clip or you can do the magnet, whichever you prefer.
Everyone's saying, don't touch don't touch the floor.
so how is the audio this way? Did I put the mic properly? Test, test, 1, 2, 3.
I think it's good.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn that off next time. I'll mute it when.
But now the video's flipping. The light is great.
Yeah, everything's good. Alright,
Oh, can you
so
believe
real
it?
quick here, I'm gonna stand next to you and just introduce what we're doing and you as well. But I'll stand next to you so you have the mic. All right. Welcome everybody to Social Medium, the social makerspace. You can never do this with audio in your ear because it's like listening to yourself on a loop. Yeah, for anybody new to here, which is nobody, this is Social Medium. We're a makerspace. He's not new. He's been here all week. But to the hundreds of thousands of people watching live, hello, welcome. Come check it out in person. We have a fun hangout area. We have tools in the back. We have a D&D immersive game room, and we're gonna be starting a D&D or more likely Fate Core, FATE space core, tabletop gaming night on Sundays before Process Art Club starting in January. Anyway. As part of being this fun creative space, what we like to do is we like to do this event called Show and Tell. It's the third Saturday of every month, and we bring in guest speakers to come talk about working in creative or technical fields, or just cool projects they've worked on, even if it's not for work. And then we also bring in a few community presenters, people who are members that want to show off stuff they've been working on. So tonight we have some awesome presenters. First we have Boyan, who, if you've ever used the coding platform Visuino, that was made by Boyan. And so if you're familiar, yeah. So if you're familiar with any sort of like drag and drop, if you've ever used Scratch, this is kind of like the adult version of Scratch, but with a much wider ability, and he'll get into that more in his presentation. All right, give it up for Boyan.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. So yeah, my name is Boyan, and yes, I did create Visuino. And
Boyan, can you stand just in front of the Miana side?
oh, it's a better location. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I created Visuino, and I hope it's gonna work because my idea was to do some live presentation of Visuino and what we can do with it and what you can do it. I mean, it's all very, very improvised. I don't script those things. So we'll see what's gonna end up on the camera. But in any case, I don't know how many of you guys have tried to work with Arduinos and other microcontrollers and stuff. And yeah, you probably have discovered that connecting sensors and actuators to them, it's easy breezy, right? So you connect a couple of wires and you're done. And then you get to the coring part. And if it is one or two sensors, it's not that bad. But when you try to connect multiple sensors and get them to do simultaneously multiple things, the things tend to get hairy. Right? So it gets very unpleasant very fast. So what I have done, I have come up with a alternative approach to this. So instead of writing code, and yeah, I'm sorry, I will be mostly off the camera, but that's the setup, what we can do. So I have created Visuino. And here is Visuino, I have started it. And as you can see, as soon as you start it, you have, do you need help?
There you go.
Yeah, oh, okay, okay, fantastic, yeah, fantastic. Thank you. So, as you can see right away, you see your selected board. And of course, you can double click on the board and select a different board. And there is plenty of them. Actually, there are thousands of them, literally. So you can program almost anything that you can think of and plenty more. And again, you select your board. And let's start with something simple. Of course, Blink. And let's see how easy it is to do Blinky with Visuino. And I'm gonna drop pulse generator connected to pin 13, where on this particular board, which is the UNO, we have LED, and our project is ready. Now I can just come here, select the COM port where the board is connected, and upload it. And since I said we're gonna do it live, let's start with some boards. And I have brought some more interesting boards than just pure Arduino Uno or Nano, though I have brought a bunch of Nanos. But this particular one is Uno clone. This one is from Seed Studio, if I remember correctly. And it has a bunch of pre-connected sensors, which, okay, I mean, the long story is that you can break them off and connect them any way you want, but they're already pre-connected, so I'm just gonna use the pre-connected configuration. And we're gonna hook it, and we'll try to do something live with it. And by the way, since I'm not gonna be watching the timer, please interrupt me when I get over time. So I will focus on making fun projects, and your job is to tell me when to stop. Because, yeah, I'm not easy to stop, okay? So I am going to find my particular board, and this is this Lotus board, and as you can see, it looks exactly as the one I have here. And as soon as I select it, I immediately can see what I have. I have some temperature sensors, and again, we already did the Blinky, but I'm going to replicate it for this particular board, which has dedicated LED. I am going to connect the LED, and yeah, the COM port is connected, so all I need to do is select the right COM port and click upload. And we should see our first project working. I'm going to lift it, and so as you can see, it starts blinking. So now the next thing we want to do is, let's say with our potentiometer here, we want to change how often it blinks, right? So what I will do is here for the frequency, I can actually add additional pins. Those little things are called pins. And what I can do is I can connect the potentiometer to my frequency pin and click to upload. And as soon as it works, okay, now I can start with the potentiometer changing the frequency between 0 and 1 Hertz, right? So, of course, I can add multiplication or something like that to get higher frequencies. In Visuino, one of the interesting things and unique things is that I normalize almost anything that can be normalized. So a potentiometer goes between 0 to 1, a servo goes between 0 to 1, analog pin goes between 0 to 1, so you can connect them to each other without any form of conversion. Right, so it's very, very natural to go around with those things. So now let's say we also want to read some sensor, and let's start reading it to, as example, the serial port. So I'll select the temperature sensor, connect it to the serial port, and connect, again I'm going to upload, and it's compiling and uploading. And if I go to the serial port and connect, and we can see the temperature in centigrade at the moment, right? And now the next question is, okay, you say that's nothing impressive so far, right? So I mean, it's all really boring stuff, right?
That's more than most people in this room.
Yeah.
Okay, but the whole idea,
A couple hours.
the whole idea is that you should be able to sit in front of this thing and within few minutes to create really complex project, whatever you have imagined you want to create, right? So that's the point. It shouldn't be just those simple things, right? So what I want to show you is, at the moment we're reading one sensor, but what if you want to read multiple sensors, right? 2, 3, 4 sensors, right? So for this, Visuino has a very interesting functionality. It can packet data together. So I can packet multiple sensors together, and I'll add a couple of analog sensors, and let's say one digital sensor. Let's say this button. There is a button here, right? So, and oh yeah, let's do 2 digital sensors to make it even more fun. So 2 analog, 2 digital sensors, and I'll disconnect this sensor from the serial port. And I'm going to add the temperature and the humidity as 2 channels. I will add the, let's say, button to one of the channels. And that pulse generator that we already have here, we'll connect it to the last one. And now all I need to do, and that's important to kind of remember to do it, it's going to work without it, but it's not recommended. I'm just putting unique header. So that's it. The project is ready. Let's upload it and see what we can do with it. So now if I go to my serial, you can see that, long story short, we have instrumentation panel. And if I connect to this instrumentation panel, I can press the button and that will change the LED, and you can see the temperature and humidity. And I'll try to change them. Hop, yep, they changed already. Yep, so it's auto scales. So it jumped from like 22 degrees to 25, and we can monitor it on the scope as well. And yeah, you can see the different channels with the different sensors. And again, I mean, those are probably simple things, but the point is that to do something like this in Arduino IDE is practically impossible, right? So nearly impossible. And here you can do it in a few minutes. And again, the same thing goes if you want to display something on the display. So let's say we pick the light. Okay, there is light sensor. So I'm going to connect a light sensor to also go and be displayed on the display. And for the display, for you guys to see it better, I'm just going to put the font to be a little bit bigger. For the text size, let's say 4, maybe a bit too big, but we'll give it a shot. If it is too big, I'm going to do it smaller. And let's upload. Okay. So yeah, you can see it right here. And since I believe it was the light sensor, you can see that I can cover the light, and it changes as I'm covering the light sensor. It will get smaller and bigger. Yeah, I hope you can see. I mean, I try to make the font as big as possible. But yeah, so this is some simple stuff, and I don't know how we're on time. Do we have time for some more stuff?
Yeah, if you want to show something
sure.
else.
Sure. Let's do some robotics then. Yeah. Yeah, let me remember how to work with this robot. I'm sure I can refresh my memory. I would need a different USB cable, however. It's always the USB cables that get you. Yeah, the good thing about standards, I mean, we love them so much, that's why we have so many of them. Right, so same with the USB cables. We love them, and yeah, we end up.
Maybe tell people like why
Yeah.
you started this for people who
Oh,
might
yeah.
not be used to regular coding or have never used Arduino IDE. Like what got you into? How did you decide to?
Okay,
to create a whole
yeah.
program?
I'll try to shorten the story, but the story was that I was very stressed one year with other work and stuff. And to distress myself, I bought myself Arduino kit. This cable seems a little bit damaged, so I should have a spare one. So I got the kit, and then I got it for Christmas around this time actually. And until kind of like March or so, I didn't have time to play with it as usual. So when I tried, it was exactly like that. I can quickly connect some sensors and stuff like that. But when I tried to program it, it was very frustrating experience. And I'm somebody who has been doing that for 37 plus years, right? So if it was frustrating for me, I mean, I'm sure it was very, very frustrating for everybody else. Out of frustration, I created it for myself. And I enjoyed it. And then I showed it to other people, and they enjoyed it. And that's how the whole thing ended. Well, I'm just discovering that I may not have adapter for this robot, but we'll see if we can power it just from the USB. Yeah, I think I can power it just from the USB. So, yeah, it turns out I was not as prepared as I have thought. I just grabbed some stuff at home. So we're starting with Arduino Uno, and we'll add a shield. And in this case, it's a robot shield with potentiometers. Yeah, for potentiometer shield. So I can add the shield. Immediately, all the potentiometers will be here. And what I can do, of course, is immediately just connect, as I already mentioned, the servos with the potentiometers. And hopefully I will have, yeah, I should select different COM port. I should have enough power to power it. Let me quickly see if I have, yeah, okay. So do we have enough power from the USB? Do you guys happen to have like 9 or so volts power supply for Arduino Uno, the standard?
Like
Surprise.
the bell jack?
Yeah, oh, okay, it works, it works, it works. Yeah, it works even with this, yeah. It's borderline, but it had enough power to power it. So yeah, we created our first robot project, right? And let's say, right, for now, this is kind of stupid what I'm doing, but let's do something more interesting with it. Let's move one of the axes with a sine generator. So I can just go ahead, add a sine generator. And for now, I'll put a frequency a little bit lower, because I don't want to burn the servos, especially now that they're, yeah, okay. So one of the servos is going to be controlled with the sine generator. I'm not sure which one, but we shall discover shortly. And now let's upload it and see. And let's move the stuff around because I don't want to break stuff. So, okay, one servo. Yeah, one servo is moving by itself on sine wave, right? And again, similar to what we did earlier, I can. Where's my yeah, frequency? Not frequency. Yeah, frequency. Let's do the frequency. So the frequency I can connect to one of the potentiometers, and I'll just divide it. Oh, instead of dividing, we'll use mapping. I like mapping. Mapping is much more natural. With mapping, you can say what's the range for your input signal and what's the range for your output signal. It's much more natural way to do it. Actually, I didn't need to map it. No, it's fine. It's fine. We can just directly connect it. Yeah. You can discard mapping on your own, but it basically you just specify input range, output range, and that's it. It maps one to the other. And that should be this potentiometer. So with this potentiometer, now I can change the frequency to higher frequency or lower frequency. And again, I can do the same type of thing with another potentiometer, selecting amplitude and stuff like that as example, right? So yeah, again, I don't want to spend too much time because there is another presenter, but I was just wanted to show you a few simple, really simple and fun projects that I can do here within just a couple of minutes, right? So that's what it does. Other than that, yeah, I mean, there is a lot into it, and I don't want to spend the whole night describing all the cool features and stuff like that. But I hope you enjoyed. Yeah,
Does anybody have any
questions? Yeah, questions?
Yeah, what's the communication protocol that you can do with that?
Yeah, okay, so it supports, first of all, to upload, you can upload over USB, obviously. You can communicate over USB, as you have seen. You can do Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Matter, Matter is supported at the moment. I have not yet done Zigbee, though I'm looking at Zigbee, and I'm looking at Theta aside from the Matter implementation. Also, I support LoRa protocols, and of course, the GSM and 5G for FreeRTL modems are supported. So pretty much anything. Yeah, I mean, you name it, it's pretty much there. Also, yeah, I didn't mention that all the components, these visual components that are here, and again, yeah, let's go quickly over the idea. So here you have your design area. I didn't mention that. Here are your properties. For whatever you select, you can set those properties and stuff, right? And here you have visual components that are organized in categories and subcategories and so on and so forth, right? So it's a huge collection. And those components, they're open source. I have made them open source. Not only I have made them open source, they're defined in a very simple text file. So anybody who really wants to spend some time can create their own components and add them to a toolbar so they can enhance the experience. So
How long have you been working on this?
about 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So other questions?
What does it cost?
Oh yeah, it starts with free version,
Mhm.
and the free version is quite powerful. Everything I show today can be done with the free version, right? So I'm not showing any premium features. Oh yeah, by the way, one last thing to make it even more fun. Yeah, let's pick this particular board. Yeah, I forgot to show because I think it's fun. It can do videos. Yes. So let's pick this board. It's still in relatively early stages, but and this is Core S3. I told you it's gonna be improvised. So, you know, yeah, well, then I remember in the morning. So and modules, and let's say display. Here in the display, I can add different type of elements and specify where each element is going to be, but I'm just adding image element. And I will connect the camera to that image element, and our project is ready. It takes about a couple of minutes to compile for ESP32. Let's see if the battery is alive. If it is, it will work. Otherwise, I'll have to power it for the computer. Yeah, this thing, the battery is not that reliable, but we'll power it for the computer. No problem. And those batteries don't last forever, unfortunately. For whatever we are treating. Must have to do something with chemistry. Let's blame it on the chemists. Okay. Yeah, so this is the project which I just did. I have it uploaded already on the machine. So as you can see, yeah, you can see yourself. So yeah, it's I mean, simple project, but the point is it's so simple that it takes 30 seconds or less. Actually, it takes much longer to compile. That's why I'm not showing this project, because ESP32 takes 2-3 minutes to compile this stupid simple project.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it can do video as well. Yeah, I just wanted to show. So anything else? The price. Yeah, we start with free version. Then I have to check the prices, but it's around $60 is the standard version, and then there is professional version, which is used actually by the industry. It has been used for industrial floors. They did satellite recently. That the satellite was programmed with it. In Brazil, they did amusement park. The amusement park, the attractions, all of the attractions in the amusement park were automated with the professional version, and so on and so forth. So it is used relatively widely already in the main industry. That goes for around $300. And again, for a company, that's probably
$300. That's a one-time fee, or that's an annual fee?
The way it works, it is one-time fee for the version you buy.
Wow.
It comes with depends. I mean, for the for the $300, you get 4 months of updates. Whatever version I release within those 4 months, you get it forever. If you want to renew, yeah, there is a fee that you can pay to extend your coverage for certain number of months. And
That's
you
great.
can go on the
And-
website and check it.
You'll hear people here complaining all the time about the monthly Adobe fees and things like that. Like,
I don't do that unless you want it, right? So the reason those fees are there because I constantly have to add new stuff. If you want the latest and greatest stuff, I mean,
yeah,
you have to pay.
it's
If you don't want it, if you're happy with whatever you have, just use it and enjoy it the way it is.
that's
right?
awesome.
So one last question is, how do we get it? Where do we go? Where
Yeah,
do we
you
get
can
it?
go to the website. I just put the website.
It's-
It's visuino.com.
Visrino.com.
Yeah, visuino.com. And download it and start using it right away. I mean,
Awesome.
again, the free version is quite powerful. Everything I show here is with the free version.
Actually, I have
And-
a question about the
Yeah.
temperature and humidity.
Yeah.
Could you use that for because I used to do that temperature studies for incubators and warehouses and all this stuff. Could that be used for those sensors?
Well, funny you mention it because there is a guy that he's in South Africa actually.
Oh.
He does incubators, but he does them for the
Yeah,
pharmaceutical industry, right? So they grow some cultures and stuff like that. This type of incubators.
Yeah, because
But
you could
yeah.
use. I think you could use that thing to record. Like, I don't know how Visuino works, but you could probably create like alert limits, like
Yeah.
alert and action limits for
Yeah,
those sensors.
Yeah, since you ask and since it is so easy, let's do alert image.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sorry, guys. I probably
That's okay. Yeah, this will be the last one, but it's very
the crap
cool.
out of you.
And also, you know, we have our electronics club every Thursday, and Boyan has been coming to some of them. So if you have a Visuino project you'd like to work on, yeah, come to the electronics club and try it out. And Boyan, are you on our Discord, or is there a good way to?
Yeah, you can add me on the Discord. You have my email.
Yeah,
So send me email and add me to the
cool.
Discord.
We'll add
I'm on
Boyan to the
so-
Discord, and if you come
Yeah.
to work on a Visuino project, hit up Boyan and let him know you're coming,
Sure.
and maybe he'll come help you
Sure, yeah, I'll try my best.
Yeah.
I cannot always come because
Yeah.
again, I mean,
when he's
Yes.
free.
I'm working on this thing day in and day
Yeah.
out. So, but anyway, yeah, you can add compare components, and here I connected the temperature compare, and I can enter the value and say bigger than, smaller than, whatever, and then I can turn on LED or relay or buzzer or whatever I want. So, yeah.
Usually it's a buzzer and a LED.
Yeah. The point I did it on LED, but there is a buzzer. I can also connect it. I can take to both. Okay, yeah, the project is done.
Alright, well, give it up for Boyan. Wanna let's switch the mic. Up next, we're going to have one of our members has been a member for a long time. You might have seen been working on Spencer works on a lot of different projects here. And if you've met Spencer, you might know that he's also very musically talented, musically inclined. At one point, he did 3D print a serpent tuba here. And that was a lot of fun. His dog broke it, as some people do. So now he has a different musical instrument that he's bringing tonight to show off some of his skills. So again, when we're doing show and tell, I'm just gonna banter for a little bit and say it's not really banter. It's more of me just what's it called? Rambling. Yeah, that's one. But if you want to present a show and tell, please let me, Alana, or Sam know. But it could be anything from again a program that took you 10 years to build, to musical talent, to poetry you've written, but or a project you've made, or something you like to teach people that you want to demonstrate. There's a wide range of things that you can show off. With that, Spencer.
Yeah.
You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Playing blood.
I need both things. I need both things.
Hey, do you want
I've used the gun though.
to clip this to you so we'll get your Christine.
Will be too loud?
No, I'll be fine too. Okay. I can adjust it from here.
They have volume setting.
Oh,
Yeah, people have volumes on their phones, Spencer. This isn't 1922.
Swap those buttons.
Or that there were
No.
People had no volume on their phones in 1922, to be fair.
Did they have?
Probably not, no.
Don't. No, they did. The only game was Snake.
Yeah.
But it was an actual snake that lived in your closet.
The game was you hope you don't get bitten.
All right. Oh, we'll go do more. Alright. Oh, there it is.
Try to be here. Cool. So
More that way.
more.
Always in front of the Loki, people. Always in front of the Loki.
In front of the Loki. Okay.
That's where the light is. If you can see things, you're not in the light.
Yeah.
General rule of theater.
Put this here for now. Cool. So I just for the last, I'm 30 years old. For the last 20 years, I've been performing tuba. I took a little hiatus off. I was living in Washington in the middle of Olympic National Park, and I left this instrument here. I also didn't buy a tuba because a tuba costs about $3,000. And for something I just want to do on my fun time, you know, a couple times a month, it's not worth the investment. So I found this one at a garage sale for $100. So cool. So I have kind of a mixture of musics that I kind of wanted to play, some for holiday seasons, and then others kind of just like nerdy fun songs that are a little fun to play. I apologize for any messed up notes. I only play this basically in December all year long. Cool. With that, we'll start with this one. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. We'll start one of these ones. I'd also like to say, I'm not Jewish, so I don't know how this song goes.
What? Yeah.
That's a new feed.
Yeah, next season. We need to do like the Hollywood Bowl. We need to like play the behind you on the TV. Trying to do it on the computer too. I've got a couple more. I feel like I was playing Smash Bros. I've never actually played Link or Zelda. Oh, you're missing one. Just give me one moment. We're gonna try this. Rotate it. And then make it full screen. There we go. There we go. Okay.
I guess it became a book.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now it's like it's full screen now, so I can see it a lot. I don't need to scroll while doing it. It's my school laptop anyway, so if it breaks, it's not.
Stop! That's all you like! They're gonna know!
On film to show Sean.
Yeah, that was a Godfather. And then 1, 2 more. Here's Underwater.
The first 2 or 3 were Jewish. They were Hanukkah songs. Then he did Doctor Who. Which is also
Classic.
yeah, classic Hanukkah song, Doctor Who. And then The Godfather.
Now you forgot Zelda.
Oh, and Zelda, yeah.
And then 1 more. I had it up.
Do you always have to like hold it up with one hand while you?
Yeah,
Like, oh
that.
my gosh.
The,
No like strap or anything?
no, and like the tuba's a lot larger, so I don't need to hold a tuba. But this one like to have better sound, or I have to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very tall.
It's
Yeah, I'm also
Like,
really tall torsoed, so
it's a baritone, so it's like a little baby tuba.
it's an octave higher than what's called a B flat tuba. Let's do this one, G, G.
Pillow may come in handy, actually. Pillow may come in handy.
yeah. That's a good idea.
A pillow under the tube.
Yeah, pillow, yeah.
All right.
3D
3D
print,
print,
leg mount.
Yeah. Something to hold it up. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's an untapped market.
And then
It's good you end all of them the same way.
one more, and then I will
One more song.
pass on the stage if I even know how to exit out of a program on Mac. I'm struggling. Windows is my personal computer. Mac is my school one.
What do the buttons on your jacket say?
These are all the different years that I went, that survived my house fire, that I went to Tuba Christmas. So it's been, Tuba Christmas is an event in Tubonica. It's an event that happens in Glendale at Forest Lawn. And all the top tuba players in the world
go to this. And at one point, that was my lifestyle trajectory. And then I realized that I did not want to be stuck inside a soundproof room playing tuba for 4 hours a day, every single day for the rest of my life. And so that's when I switched from being this indoor LA City music kid to outdoors hippie that thought I would never move back here, but you know how life works. Yeah, yeah. And then this is where all my friends are. All right, I'm gonna finish off with Deck the Halls, if I could find it.
Everyone knows what a bow is.
Learn something new every day.
Only normal English.
We're gonna go with the official Tuba Christmas version because I can't find the official Tuba Christmas version. Sorry. All right. Thank you.
Spencer.
Next time it will be with a reprinted Serpents.
Beauty a new.
It took
It'll be so much quicker now though because we have such better 3D printers. So when Spencer did it, literally none of the Spencers.
You don't have the mic.
No, I switched it to the camera mic, so that we don't hear the thing while he takes it off. None of the printers that we printed Spencer's original tuba on are still here. We've gotten all upgraded printers since then, so we print like maybe twice as fast, if not faster. Yeah, come print a tuba, you know, normal stuff.
Matt, you was here for this.
That's we'll find it at some point. In the meantime,
Could I have magnetized one of your pins?
yeah.
That's what
Steven, whenever you're ready.
Oh, it totally did.
Yay!
Imagine.
That's what Mark is Martin.
That is why Martin is Martin.
HDMI or
Yeah, we have HDMI, we have an adapter.
You heard the legend of Magic Martin.
Do you want a saxophone?
So
I've got like
Okay, got
a
it, got
basic
it.
This is the
saxophone.
I mean,
yeah,
you-
the two
you
can have
Yeah.
that within it.
Saxophone?
I love
What?
it.
Awesome.
I mean,
the saxophone.
next year I'm teaching band, so I have to learn all the woodwind instruments.
Oh,
Well, for those of you at home, talk amongst yourselves, and you are by yourselves. So come here and not be by yourself.
Yay!
Thank you. This message is brought to you by social media.
Hey Ben, say that again for the real.
Tonight is sponsored by social media. That's not what you wanted me to say, but I'm just saying it. Yeah.
That's going in the real.
And by members like you. What is it? What did they say on PBS?
Viewers like you.
Yeah, but they say this is brought to you by blank. I guess just by like an actual sponsor.
Yeah.
This would be brought to you by a sponsor if one of you sponsored us, and by members like you. Yeah. There you go.
He's
It's brought to you by Big O Tires. You'll
Yeah.
never be tired of our prices. That's the kind of thing that we do.
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't have a sponsor by Big O Tires.
Well, you
We've
should
been
ask them.
sponsored by Universal Studios, AMC.
You have?
Yeah. Yeah. When we did last year, we still have some of their stuff they gave us, and Lots of other things. If you ever need a popcorn bucket shaped like a Megan head, you know where to go. Yeah. I'm here. I can take one. The amazing thing is we did start off with like 100 of them. I think at least, like realistically, 75. I think Megan popcorn buckets, and we're down to like 4.
And
So
some of them walk
limited
around.
time only. Free Megan popcorn buckets, and then I'll get the next thing, and then we'll see
And
what's here.
singular.
It's
Two.
singular Paddington.
Two Paddington
Two
cups.
Paddington
70
cups.
permanently
one
disturbed
wish
people.
cup.
Dan's Paddington.
One wish cup.
One wish cup.
Wait, what?
All sorts of fun
So
things
there's
on social
70
media. Let me know when you're
permanently
ready.
disturbed people out there.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you about it.
Have you seen those? That face comes up?
Yeah, there's a
There's a flip, or you can use the match.
Sorry.
can't hear like
Let me just kill you.
still all the camping.
Oh, maybe I'll do.
Wow.
While we get ready
Whoa.
for Steven, last announcements. Tonight is show and tell. This Wednesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve, we are going to be open. We're going to be doing a movie night. So if you're not doing anything December 24th, come out and hang out here and watch movies and stuff with me. And then the day after, Thursday, we're gonna be doing also just be open time. So come hang out. Somebody called and said they had a broken typewriter they're gonna bring in. So that'll be fun, like an old one from like the 50s or 60s.
Should I grab my broken typewriter?
You should
too?
bring your. We'll have it to. Oh yeah, anybody who has a broken typewriter,
We
come
should
bring
probably-
it. Thursday is gonna be Christmas crafts of broken typewriter fixing time.
You should invite Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
He's a huge typewriter nerd.
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's-
Tom Hanks will be here fixing. Guaranteed. Vin Diesel, you're also invited if you want to come. On that note, up next we have our next speaker. You may recognize Steven from having been here before. Also, if you know our staff member Alana, Steven happens to be married to Alana, but he's also his own Alana Jaffe Lewis. He is the Lewis in Alana Jaffe.
Wow.
So yeah, welcome. Steven works. I don't know the name of the company, but CaliCat.
Yeah.
And they do hydrogen power, and it's very cool. And Steven came to our electronics club one time with the projects he was working on to convert a 3D printer into a new tool to make parts for making hydrogen power. And that's what he's going to talk about tonight. So give it up for Steven.
Yeah, really excited
to share what we've been doing. This was a project from our summer interns, and inspired by coming here and seeing 3D printers, and then having done a lot of manual airbrush spraying, it's like there has to be a better way to automate this. So let's see here. All right, so why did we decide to do this? This was our previous process here, where we make lots of these batches of inks, and then we hand spray them with a regular airbrush onto various surfaces that we end up using in electrolysis cells to make hydrogen. And as you can see by doing it by hand, you're just holding it above the surface, and between different people doing it, different motions, it's hard to maintain your height correctly. So you end up having lots of variations in your consistency with your loading, how accurate your coverage is, and that became a bigger variable of the consistency between person to person than the actual differences we were studying. So we had to make sure that the application process wasn't like a bigger variable than the changes that we were trying to study. So independently, I had this idea of why don't we just use a 3D printer, mount the airbrush on it, and just use that for the spraying. And so I Googled 3D printer airbrush machine, something like that, and then found this exact same thing someone had done in Instructable on this, converting a 3D printer into automatic spray coater. Like, amazing. And so that was a really good like proof of concept that I knew that it was possible. And on the right over here, this is our finished version in our lab right now. All right, so instead of waiting till the end, let's just get to the good stuff. Let's see it actually working. And then I'll talk about how I did it after that. Yeah, so you can see right here, so there's the airbrush button right there. This is a servo that actuates and pushes the button in. And we control that button, the servo, we can set the angle, and that'll adjust how much spray goes in and out of it. And then, of course, we can set the XY position, we can set the Z-axis height, and then we're able to get the exact same repeatable path every time. Here. And I'm going to watch this action right here of the servo arm going to the button. Let's check this out. And this was all able to be controlled through modified G-code in the printer. All right, here's the spray path that it's doing here. So for consistent coverage, each layer has 4 passes. We start at the top left and do a serpentine pattern going down right here. So it goes across that way. Then we start up from the top right corner going vertically. And same, we keep alternating vertical, horizontal, left and right passes. So we end up having even coverage all the way across. This is the same pattern that the people were doing already. So I just copied that same method, but then programmed it into here. All right, so what does it take to make this? What are the components? First, we used a Creality K1 SE printer, an airbrush. This is a standard airbrush. They're like 20 bucks. A servo motor. This servo motor is actually, I think it's for like RC cars, but it's strong. So 25 kilograms horse, like if you really do it, it's stronger than your fingers actually trying to push it. And it also has, we want something that has good position resolution also. Other kind of unique things that we have on here. So the surface that we're coating is like a thin plastic film. And so we had to have some way to hold the film steady. And they make these vacuum plates, kind of similar to things they do for like CNC machining. But this is a special modified one for films because it doesn't have like big holes spaced out. The whole surface is a microporous layer that lets you put films all the way across, and it holds it steady without sucking the film actually in. And so the one we got, it actually has an integrated heater inside the vacuum plate. There's also the vacuum pump goes along with that. And then we ended up using an Arduino Uno and a separate 5-volt power supply for the servo. Yeah, some things that we were looking into this for all the different parameters here are listed on the left. We mainly wanted to show on the right side for the general principle of what the servo is doing for this actuation here. So in the Arduino, it gets it's essentially a digital input signal from the printer. And it'll just say like spray on or spray off. And then the Arduino sets the actual angle that the servo head moves to. So we can set like exactly the position you want off or position on. And we could even adjust that on the fly because it's not through the G code in the printer, it's separate through the Arduino. So for different types of inks, that some may be more or less viscous, some have different particle sizes, you might want to adjust this exactly how much you're spraying. So we're able to dial that in directly here. All right, what is a double action airbrush and why is this hard to actually automate? It's really easy to do by hand. You don't really think about it. But if you're actually trying to automate this, then it becomes really difficult. So double action, the double in double action is referring to the two different parameters of airflow and ink flow. Right? You push the trigger inwards to do more or less air. And if you just push it in, you'll only get an air stream coming out. No ink actually comes out yet because it doesn't do anything with the needle in here. If you pull this upwards, then you actually retract the needle from the airbrush and you're able to, then ink can go out here. And actually looking at this diagram here, it's not quite clear that the air can still go around this in a slightly different channel. So you could still have like air coming out around it, but no ink. And then you could also have like ink going without a lot of air, let's say. So two independent controls. And to actually get this motion going, you have to like pull it like backwards and up, like in the green arrow. And that's actually a really tricky motion to get right. So the Instructables guide that we found, it had a design that's shown here on the right. And it was good in principle. What it was trying to do is get this kind of ramp situation up here. So you would have your servo would just push it upwards, and this kind of ramp here that would go around the trigger would just by itself kind of push it inwards as it goes up. The problem was that didn't end up actually working for us. In the video of the Instructables, they were able to get it working fine, but when we tried it, we were never able to actually get consistent performance that way. This is just more an exploded view of what it actually looks like inside. So yeah, it sits, there's two pieces that sit around the airbrush, and you're able to kind of hold it in place right here. It sandwiches between this back part here that actually attaches onto the front of the tool head, and then this part that just goes around and holds it really well. And then they put this kind of like extra hat on top of the airbrush button that then is supposed to, when pushed upward, actually, you know what? I'm going to try to get the laser pointer on here. Well, let's do it. There we go. Nice. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so they're trying to get this right here going upwards, and then it's supposed to like roll in and back that way. But the problem is the motion isn't a convex motion, it's like a concave motion. Right? So like it needs to go this way. That design kind of makes it go like that way. If that makes sense, like that. So we realized that it wouldn't quite work for us, but nevertheless, we were able to use the basic design for the mounting part, because that actually worked really well. All right, so here's a design that one of our engineers came up with. Essentially reposition the servo. So instead of going upwards, it now is like directly pushing in line, the same as if your thumb was going on it. And this took some trial and error to like get the exact right position, both like your vertical height as well as your distance away. But we were able to dial it in, and you see here, then it just pushes in and then goes up, and then the more you turn the servo angle, the more you're able to actually get your spray coming out. And yeah, that actually worked super, super well. All right, so yeah, I talked about how I use the Creality printer. So why pick the Creality one? The main thing is I knew that I would need something that I could modify. And Creality has open source firmware, which essentially lets you get root access to it and have complete control over the entire printer software and any sensors, inputs and outputs that it has on it. And so this is a screenshot here of Creality's GitHub. And if you notice, they have this thing right here, right? So Creality Ender 3 Clipper, K1 series Clipper. Clipper is an open source firmware for 3D printers you can get that lets you do lots of customization. You can change your parameters a lot more than like the stock ones will let you do. And I haven't played around too much with it on the printing side. But I know that you can do a lot of interesting stuff with, let's say, like change how your slicing is done. You can do things like set your bed temperature maybe higher than like normally you'd be limited to, but something that the hardware can still support. There are a lot of reasons people like to do this. I haven't looked too much into it, but now this project's done, I can do that because we also print lots of stuff too. So if anyone knows and has done this, I'd love to talk to you more about things you've actually used, like the intended usage of it for. But yeah, but all this stuff is available free from Creality, which I thought was really cool, right? Like in contrast to like Bamboo Labs, that's very locked down. Creality lets you just fully do whatever you want with their printers. It's great. And yeah, it's super easy to get root access to it. It's in the main menu. You just have to go here and it says, root account information. And then they make you sit through a warning that says you may permanently damage your printer and they're not liable for it. But you can just click OK, and they give you then the root password for it, and then you're in. You can actually get into the full code of your printer. Another cool thing it unlocks is a web interface. So I use one called Mainsail, and it lets you have direct access to the printer. You can see like the coordinates right here. You can see the files. You can also program custom macros in here. So let's see if I can zoom in on this. There we go. All right, so right here, the macros. All right, so these are ones that I programmed in here. And there's like the run spray job lets you select your own parameters here. So like how many layers do you want to do? Like that layer pattern I showed of like the back and forth, you can select how many layers you want that to do. Your step size is like your hatch distance of, do you want to have very large things like that, or do you want it to go short like this? What do you want your Z height to be for this? How long do you want to let it dry between layers? You can set your exact XY positioning of where you want your square to be. And then also the full like travel speed that you're doing it at. So this is all something that you're able to make your own macros. And you can just make your own variables in here, and you can run it, and easy. Let's see, something cool here I want to talk about also on this is another good thing about making it with the open source is we're able to take advantage of hardware that's already on the printer head. And because we don't actually need the printer and nothing is getting hot, we don't need the fans anymore. But it still has a inputs and outputs on the fan head there. And so we were just able to like repurpose that fan signal to drive the servo here. And so what that means is like in the code, we just call M106, which is the cooling fan. And at any point in like the code, you could just say, all right, move here, and then M106 S255 is just turn it all the way up, and that will send the signal to the Arduino, and it'll just start the airbrush. And then you could turn it off, same thing, you just set that cooling fan off. And it's also nice because even from the front panel of it, I don't have a picture here, but even from the front panel of the printer, you can just go to the menu and just swipe your fan on or off, and that way just for testing you can just like manually like airbrush spray or off spray is cool. And I also really like this like incorporate into the G code because then it lets me not have to worry about like synchronizing timing with something else, because it's fully like controlled timing from the G code itself, not from like an external processor that is then trying to like at 10 seconds exactly do your airbrush on and hope that lines up with the same time that like the airbrush has moved into the right place. Let's see. Also in here, yeah, so I have a picture here of got this nice like DIN rail mounted housing for an Arduino, and then also a separate 5-volt power supply because the servo draws too much current for the Arduino itself. I think it was like 3 amps, something like that. So it would burn up the Arduino trying to get that much current, so a separate power supply. Oh yeah, for another mod we did was for the ventilation here. So this printer that we ordered, the K1SE, it was just like an open frame printer, but it's the exact same dimensions as the K1C that has enclosure panels on it. And so you can actually order like an add-on, I think it was only like $70 of that. It's the whole panel assemblies that do all of this here, including this really nice raised cover that perfectly fit and let the airbrush actually go on top of it here, which is cool. So I needed ventilation though, because the ink has fumes in it. It's like alcohol-based fumes. So I ended up drilling holes in the top panel and then hooking it up we have this snorkel in our lab that just goes right on top of it. Yeah, and so this definitely wasn't just me. This was like a project by our summer interns, and yeah, she did all of the hardware build on it. She did lots of the actual programming part. He helped with the parameters for actually doing the chemical process of it. And yeah, so this is the whole team there. And yeah, so any other questions about this project or generally what we use it for or what we do?
Did you ever have trouble with the airbrush clogging in your process?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have trouble with it clogging. So what we have to do then is just take IPA and we just have to like flush it out with it.
Yeah.
And like after every run, we need to do like a purge run with it.
So do you have a preventive maintenance plan, or you have to keep that
Mhm.
going? I guess?
Yeah, it's just every time someone does a spray, then afterwards they'll always have to do the cleaning, the alcohol.
Daily clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you just leave it overnight, it can still clog it.
I'm curious about how you hack the printer.
Yeah.
Like developer mode, is that easy?
It's really easy. Yeah, I can talk a lot more about that because I think that part is like relevant to lots of people get more than like the specific airbrush things. What particular part of that like happened to the printer?
I just got into the 3D printing world, so I find that fascinating that you could hack the printer, I guess, and then develop your code on it. So I'm actually curious, do you do it through the printer itself, or do you do it through like the software, what do you call it, the STL files or whatever?
Yeah. It's not actually through the STL files.
Okay.
The printer has its own files that you can't normally see. They're not the same as like a 3D printed file. The only way you can see it is if you actually get like root access into it, and you can say SSH into it, like view the file system, file explorer, all the files in it. And then they're called the .cfg files, the big files.
Okay.
And once you open those up, you can then see they have like printer.cfg. That's the main one. And that one says things like, what are your actual like XY limits? So the printer won't just like slam into the side, right? And it will like limit your travel distance. And so those are all like hard-coded values. So you can set those. And which I had to do for this because the airbrush here, it takes up a lot of space. And look at this, you kind of see in this one here how it takes up this one. Let's get the I want to see the view here when it's going over to the side. All right, there we go. So if you look at right here, the servo part here, right, it's sticking out probably at least like 4 centimeters more than the actual like print head would normally. And if you just do like a regular homing, actually, well, homing would go the other direction. But if you just try to go all the way to the side, it'll crash. And that happened many times until I figured out how to like set the new limits of the travel distance to it. So now if you try to go set a command and go over here, it won't let you do it. before I had figured out how to actually program that, I didn't want to keep breaking my things, so I put in these like rubber stoppers on here. So it would still hit it, but at least it wouldn't like fully crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once you get into the actual config file, you can here, I mean I can show you more stuff about it. Let me see. So like things that are in the config file, you can let's see. Do people want to like get into this now?
I think
Okay, we can talk out.
most
Okay, we'll
people
look after.
here don't know how to code at all.
Okay.
So it might be a lot. But I want to, if there's any more questions, let's do a couple questions. And then if
Yeah.
anybody does want to hack their printer,
Yes,
I
happy
can
to.
connect them to
Okay.
Steve and we can do it like maybe at an electronics club.
Just got one.
Yeah.
We have spare printers, so if anybody's interested in hacking a printer,
I donated that one.
you actually donated that one, and then somebody else donated. So we have 2 Ender 3s that could be turned into anything you can imagine.
I have a question. How did you, so with 3D printers, I know filament is often melted through the heat end, right? How are you getting the ink to flow through to the tip of? Like, was it being suctioned through, or how does?
Yeah, great question. Right now we have to manually pipette the ink into the well of the airbrush.
He manually removed the whole head of the printer, so the whole section that normally moved around is completely gone, and that's a completely new custom one.
Do you ever have issues with your airbrush becoming stationed directly down and the well is kind of slanted where it will like spill out?
Oh, so you're on.
It doesn't spill out luckily, but we only do
Like very
very
little,
small amounts.
Have you seen the no clean airbrushes?
No, I haven't, and I would love to talk to people who have more tuned airbrushes than I do about this.
Internship 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
where I
It's time Cali Cat hires an artist.
I'm gonna do nothing but hairbrushes.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know was that because there's airbrushes that take the paint from the very top, right? You like drip it in.
Yeah.
But then there's airbrushes that you can just the tube attaches now to paint. It's more like it's more of a
Yeah, like for
like
houses
spray
and stuff,
paint.
you could have like
Yeah.
low volume, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be the dream to have an auto feed pump built into it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we have to. It's a 1/10 of a milliliter is all we can put in. It's just like the tiniest bit at a time, which is enough for one pass.
Okay.
But you have to do 8 to 12 of those refills per spray.
Wow.
Per like system you do, which like people won't complain about it because like they have to do that anyway normally.
Yeah.
But it's not ideal. Like my dream is to be able to have this and just like you can fit more than one. You can fit up to 3 of these pieces that we want to code at a time, and I'd love to just have it there and just like walk away and let it do its thing.
And at no point was there. Did you guys attempt? What is that? Where you put an ink on water and then you just dunk the object?
Marbling.
I don't know what it's called, but it's you can do it with like different things. Was that?
Is it in like a bowl of water? Like
It's a bowl of
Yeah, it's
water,
marble.
and you do like a.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to know.
It's
It's a marble dip.
Okay.
Yeah, for these type of things that won't work. They need to be sprayed. The main thing is because the inks are like a suspension, and the particles in the inks will just like crash out and fall down if they're left to sit too long. Yeah. Yeah, so you end up with like little pieces, essentially like little pieces of sand, just like all go down to the bottom, and then just left with like water all on top. So you have to like keep it constantly mixed, and then just the formulation has the spray of the airbrush kind of atomizes it and helps do a good coating. Like more so than if you're just left to paint it on. You need to have that airbrush motion.
What is the ink doing
Was it a good one?
Yeah, so, great question. I have more slides on this. I was saving them for backup slides. So let me show you here. Okay, so I mentioned at the beginning that so that this is for there we go. And okay, so this is for hydrogen production. So what this is, it is inks for electrolysis, which is a process of water splitting. Water is H2O. You can split water into hydrogen and oxygen. And that's like a common science class demo you can do. And you can even do it with a battery. And you can stick two leads in water and you'll start to see bubbles come up from it. But it's a very inefficient process unless you have the right kind of catalyst to make it work. So here's a diagram here of what that is. So electrolysis is when you can split water with electricity into hydrogen and oxygen. And green hydrogen is specifically what we're interested in. Green hydrogen is when you use renewable energy to do this. So things that what this actually looks like then when it is in a, so let me show you. We're in there, okay. Let me show you this. Okay, so those inks go into electrolysis cells. This is the hardware part of it. And we get assembled like this. So the part that we're actually spraying with the airbrush is a small square that actually goes right in here. And then it gets built into this cell right here that's 6 inches by 6 inches. And then it runs on these stations here that provide water flowing in and then electricity. And then you get oxygen, hydrogen coming out. And so we're able to measure the amount of hydrogen coming out at any amount of voltage for electricity. And that's how we'll see how good these different catalysts are at it, whether they are very active or if they're very durable. We'll do lots of different kind of power profiles. I mentioned which should be on renewable energy. So we'll do a lot of simulated solar power cycling. So, and then once we get that data, it goes back to our chemistry team, and then we'll keep iterating on that for new formulations.
Any last question? Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you, Stephen. Like I said before, if you want to do that, we have figures to play with. Let me know. I'll connect you, Stephen. We could play with something. Yeah. Thank you again, Stephen. That was awesome. Yeah. Up next, we have our final presenter for the night. We're going to change from we're going to go from electronics to crafts. Social media has a wide range of things here. Again, if you like the electronic stuff, we have electronic stuff every Thursday with President Bob. And if you want, what Martin's about to demonstrate, I believe, is sewing, right?
Oh no, I changed my mind.
Oh, Martin changed his mind, so we'll see what he's doing. It's a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. But something artsy. So if you like that, check out our cosplay club every Mondays, or we have our maker mixers every Wednesday. It's not really related, but they're fun. Come try them. And then soon to be, I think this week might be our last Tuesday process art, and then it switches to Sunday nights. So that's good news for everybody, because I think hopefully everybody who's coming Tuesday will be able to keep coming. But then also some people who weren't able to come Tuesday, like Destiny and Jacob, will now be able to join us as well. So that'll be really fun. And then we're also gonna do D&D before process art. So we're gonna do like 4 o'clock game sesh, some dinner at 6, process art at 7. You can really make a day of it. Yeah.
For D&D, how does one enter the campaign?
Great question. Show up on Sundays at 4 o'clock. That'll be the starting way to enter. We'll do a couple one-offs to kind of see how everything flows. And then once we get enough people who actually come consistently, we could build out some recurring campaigns. But for off, yes.
No, go ahead and finish and then.
Oh, but yeah, just to start off, come. If you've never played before, that's okay. Again, especially the one I'll lead, different people will lead different nights. The ones I lead is a system called Fate Core. You can literally learn how to play in about 7 minutes, build your character in another 5 minutes, and then play a whole game that night. No problem. So that's one of the main reasons I like it. Some weeks we might try kind of other tabletop games like D&D, like traditional D&D. There's also like there's so many weird ones. There's like there's ones that are like Call of Cthulhu. There's like, I think it's called like Bloodthirsty Lesbians. There's all sorts of like where it's like a vampire anime style tabletop game. There's all sorts of cool ones. I just found out about like a Brandon Sanderson tabletop roleplay game that I like to try. Big Brandon Sanderson fan. So we're gonna try out a few different ones. Luckily, we're right next door to a really awesome game store, BGE Tabletop. You have a lot of experienced tabletop gamers there, and a lot of games there as well that we could try. So, yeah. And we're gonna do it mostly in the immersive game room. So if you haven't had a chance to play D&D or play a tabletop game in there, if you haven't had a chance to play a game in the immersive game room, come check it out. It's a lot of fun. Martin, your turn.
Yay.
I'm immersive. I assume.
Thank you. First time we're talking about airbrushes. Because I was inspired randomly. No relation, of course. That's clipped on right, but I'm gonna say it is. Hi, my name is Martin. I'm a student at California Institute of the Arts. It's an art school. We do a lot of art. I'm gonna show you some stuff I've been working on this semester. But before I get into that, I'm gonna show you an airbrush thing, because it's actually really cool. I just learned about it. So there's a couple different kinds of airbrushes that exist in the world. The one that Steven was using is something kind of like this, right? Where you have the space for your ink or your paint to go into. And then with that kind of airbrush, like pretty typically you'll hold it in this direction so that your the well is in that direction, so you can fill it up with ink all the way. So if your airbrush is face completely down, then it's kind of hard to fill it up really at all without it spilling everywhere. Also, the thing about airbrushes is they're really terrible and annoying. Not actually, they're very cool, but they do get clogged really easily, and if you don't keep it clean, it is extremely easy to clog them. So something that came onto my Instagram feed recently is a no-wash airbrush. And it might be something interesting. Yeah, not sponsored. I haven't tried it yet, but I do really want to try it.
Everyone should buy one.
But is these no-wash airbrushes. I'm not sure if gravity-wise it'll be an issue if it's pointing completely downwards, because people don't typically airbrush pointing completely downwards, but it has like a tube that you fill with your paint, or like a bottle that you fill with your paint, and then you attach it to this. This is actually a different setup. This is the one that I saw, but you have your paint bottle, and then the paint just goes up here, and the air and the paint are completely from different sources. So you can just literally unscrew your cap, change out your paint, doesn't really matter. Don't really have to wash it, kind of great. Haven't used it yet, very interested in using it. It might be helpful for your project.
This is like the way more high-tech version of the 2000s toy.
Yes,
Airbrush,
yes.
With your mouth?
With your mouth and a marker. I had one of those.
Yeah, we actually had a cousin who used to have a kiosk at the mall selling those. That's how we
Wait, which cousin?
I don't know, somebody, Abba's cousin.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that was something I thought would be interesting. What I want to show y'all today is some drafting that I worked on this semester. I am pretty new to AutoCAD, but I'm getting better every day. And so I want to show y'all. Has anyone seen Twisted Metal, the TV show based off the game? So this is, I can also pull it up. So this is what the truck looks like. And for my AutoCAD final, I had to draft the truck. And so here is my drafting package. Drafting, oh, great question. So drafting is essentially a technical drawing of something that you're building to help show how big the object is. In theater, there's a couple different styles of drafting. There's like USITT standards, which is basically the like theatrical standards of what your drafting should look like. And then there's, you know, something that you'll kind of see a lot is like your scenic designer being like, well, the technical director will figure it out. So I'm just gonna kind of show you the idea of the thing. And then, Jacob, that is a callback to a story that we told earlier. But the scenic designer can say, like, I'm going to show you the idea of the thing, and then a technical director will take their drafting, which is usually done not great, and will have, like, not the most accurate, I mean, of course, it depends on your scenic designer, but typically it won't have the like most accurate version of the thing, and it not necessarily will show how it's built. And then a technical director will take those drafting and will turn them into an actual technical package in which they'll show like the back of the object and what kind of support it needs to stand up and all that kind of stuff. I approached my final as a scenic designer, not a technical director. So you won't see how this truck is made because I don't know how it would be made. And so, yeah, so I decided to draft the truck and draft the Las Vegas sign. This was for an Intro to AutoCAD class where we talked about how to draw things in AutoCAD. It's all 2D drawings, which is very interesting. I don't recommend it. If you're gonna draft something, draft it in 3D. But that is what the class was. So that means that like every view you have to draw, and then you have to kind of line them up to make sure that they're matching in every view. You also kind of, this is like a detailed drawing so people can see exactly what size that is. Here is the truck. This took a lot of hours, but yeah, this is our top view. Ooh. Yeah. The clown face was very fun to line up and draw. The other thing you could do with AutoCAD that's pretty cool is a thing called blocks. So those are things that other people make. You can also make your own blocks, but essentially, once it's in your once it's in AutoCAD, it saves it, and you could just drag and drop it into anything. So, for example, the truck and the clown face I had to make myself because people hadn't made it yet. But the coil, the spring, I was like, I really don't want to draw a spring by hand, and so I was able to look up on the internet spring block DWG and was able to find it, which was really awesome. Here are all the dimensions of important things and my clown face. And yeah, that was one AutoCAD project that I did. My other AutoCAD project was from the worst play written in the world. Not actually, maybe actually, I don't know, that's not up for me to decide. But it was a pretty terrible play. It was called Rough Magic. And there's like 12 different transitions throughout the play. Also, the stage notes are like, and then a drop of light hits his hand and illuminates a single pin. No other light is seen in the theater. And like that kind of stuff, you know, very realistic things to do live. And so for this, because there are so many different transitions, you have to show each transition. So as a scenic designer, you would have to show, great, this is how it looks when we open, and you would have notes. It's typical to get your front view, a top view, and a side view, as well as any notes on transitions happening between scenes. I designed a bookshelf that looks like the New York skyline that would then lower, and different, the top of the bookshelf or the back side of the bookshelf would now become the top of a platform that would be decorated to convey the different locations. Here's a door and a window. Because it took place in so many different locations, like this is the nightclub scene, I was like, great, now this is a nightclub stage, and we have a disco ball that lowers. This side lowers and is now the pier. All that kind of stuff. We were in the Torch of the Statue of Liberty for a moment, because that's a great place to hang out. And so I built a flat of the torch and then kind of a curved situation for the other part. And then, yeah, you have to, it's fun, because every time you think you're done drafting, you actually have more drafting. Isn't that fun? And then you have painted elevations, where you have to like take your drafting and illustrate what you want the shop to paint it like. Here's some detailed drawings of my bookshelf. Yeah, it was a very interesting project. It was very difficult for me to understand. It was an interesting process to understand, when are you done drafting? The answer is never. Every time you draft something, it's like, oh, you have, for example, in like this scene, you have the bookshelf and you have the disco ball, and you're like, great. Except for I said in my notes, I said, whatever disco ball you can find, that's the right disco ball. But like if I were designing it, and I was like, I want to make this disco ball from scratch, then I would have to go draft the disco ball. Hence why I said, whatever disco ball we can find is great. You know, just lying around. But these bookshelves, obviously I couldn't tell them to go find New York skyline bookshelves. That's probably not something you can find at a Goodwill. So I did have to draft those. Yeah, but that's what I have.
And thus conclude